Good morning. I'm Charles Osgood, and this is Sunday Morning. Not just any Sunday morning, but Super Bowl Sunday. And even though the coin toss isn't for several hours, odds are Americans are already seeing plenty of Super Bowl action. Speaking of odds, it's an all but sure thing that most of the clothes in your closet were made overseas. Yet the products of a sometimes controversial manufacturer, John Blackstone tells us, suit an ever-growing number of customers to a T.
T-shirts seldom carry a Made in America label anymore. It's so much cheaper to make them offshore. But at American Apparel in Los Angeles,
what's up?
Dove Charney is making T-shirts and making profits, while his provocative advertising captures attention. Meet the man who's created a clothing phenomenon by breaking most of the rules, later on Sunday Morning.
Talk about suiting people to a T. These T-shirts are finding plenty of takers all across the country, at least in part because of the country in which they're made. As for the man behind these shirts, John Blackstone will introduce him now as we continue our Sunday morning series, Who's the Boss?
On 7 floors of a one-time railroad warehouse in downtown Los Angeles, thousands of workers do what almost no one does in the United States anymore. They make clothing. It's the kind of job that long ago moved offshore to places known for sweatshops and low wages. To make T-shirts in America these days, you have to be crazy.
What's up?
Meet Dove Charney, the boss of American Apparel.
This is one of my favorite products right now, zipper hoods. Navy's big. I told you, Heather, Navy's going to be big. This is called a hangover hat.
At 38, Dove Charney has built American Apparel into a phenomenon in the clothing business by being different.
America doesn't need another faceless institutional apparel company. They need an apparel company that gets it and does it right.
Is that a skirt for you?
Charney is doing something right. From Los Angeles to Tokyo, in just 3 years, American Apparel stores have opened in 11 countries around the world, with sales of some $300 million last year.
3 years, 143 stores we opened. It's the fastest retail rollout in American history.
I'm feeling yummy head to toe.
It's casual clothing that has quickly developed a big following among the urban hip. From T-shirts and skirts to bathing suits and underwear. There is even American Apparel for dogs. All made not in some foreign sweatshop, but by workers in America.
Everything I buy here is excellent quality.
I know that they're not sweatshop type of a company, and I like the fact that they're 100% cotton.
How much fabric is here?
A lot of fabric. Enough to clothe New York City. We make 1 million garments a week.
Charney, who is Canadian, born in Montreal, has long been an admirer of Made in America quality.
There was something about American products, they're just like rugged.
As a high school student, Charney started buying T-shirts in the United States and selling them back home in Montreal. Now he's the biggest manufacturer still making T-shirts in America. He pays his workers well over minimum wage, plus productivity bonuses.
When they make $25,000 a year, $300,000 earned out of this little square here.
Huge signs in the lunchroom detail generous fringe benefits, including subsidized meals, full family medical insurance, even English lessons for the mostly immigrant workers.
He didn't even go to the hospital.
It's not a marketing ploy necessarily. It's about taking care of the people that are taking care of the company. And it's also a capitalist ploy. Because they can say, well, someone works at another factory, they make $2 less or $5 less an hour, and they're, at American Apparel, they got medical insurance, so when we put an ad in the paper, we're looking for people, we got a lineup.
Charney isn't against globalization, but in the fast-changing fashion business, he says his business model makes sense. If something starts selling unexpectedly quickly in American Apparel stores this weekend, the word goes immediately to Los Angeles. By Monday morning, the workers can start meeting the new demand, so by next weekend, store shelves are full again.
The beautiful thing about free trade is it creates an environment of competition where there's a marketplace of ideas, and one guy could go offshore and pull things in from China, and another guy could automate here in the United States, and may the best man win, maybe both men will win.
Unlike most of his competitors, Charney doesn't invest in high fashion photography and big name models. His advertising is done in-house, sometimes in his own house, where he shoots many of the photos himself.
That's shot just with a white wall and a small home. And this is a white wall in an apartment in New York.
The models are friends, employees.
That girl's named Lauren. She's sick today.
Or maybe girls he sees on the street.
I met her on Collins Avenue 2 years ago.
But the provocative style of American Apparel advertising has helped give Charney a reputation known to many who shop in his stores.
Well, I like how it's supposed to be sweatshop free. Yeah, but I've heard some things about the guy, though.
What things have you heard about the guy?
Some things regarding young women.
In the past couple of years, Charney has faced 3 sexual harassment suits. One was settled out of court, one was dismissed, the third is still pending. Charney says the suits are groundless and claims some stories of his sexual adventures are tabloid exaggerations.
Some people get a high off reading tabloid journalism, but they know for the most part it may not all be true. It's like wrestling. You're watching wrestling, you know. It's fun to watch, but we're not really sure if the backflip is truthful or not.
Still, Charney is far from politically correct on the issue of sex in the workplace. He's admitted having relationships with some of his employees. And on his office wall, there are photos we can't show on TV. Topless women on a CEO's wall. I mean, that'd be trouble.
This is a historical document. I mean, this is the girls of Polynesia in 1975. I mean,
can you take off my jacket? Yeah, the jacket's the only thing I'm wearing that's not American.
An open attitude about sex, he says, is part of the atmosphere and part of the business at American Apparel.
And we are focused on the sexuality. You know, we want to make sure our panties are hot. You know, that they fit right, that they make someone look the very best they can look, or a men's underwear, whatever it is. You know, so you know, stuff happens. It happens to the best of us. This is a store employee from Seoul, Korea.
But Charney's freewheeling style is about to face a new environment. American Apparel is going public. With an infusion of millions of dollars from a big investment company, Charney plans to keep expanding.
Anything we want to do, we can do. If we can dream it, it can be done.
And his workers are sharing in the dream.
I'm giving about $25 to $30 million of stocks away, deferred stocks. I'm just distributing, and the average employee will get 540 shares in the company.
Charney says his LA factory has lots of room to expand, so he intends to keep doing the impossible, making clothes in America while making a profit for his investors.
I want to be remembered as one of the great CEOs of our time and of my generation, and I think I'm going to make them proud. That's my plan.